So I'm gonna start by asking you, where you from? Like originally,
Me, I'm from Newham, East London.
Newham,
Hmm.
and originally,
Originally,
like background,
on my background, I'm Jamaican and Bajan.
Jamaican and Bajan.
Hmm.
Where did you get your name tag from?
Uh, at the time that I made my name, Mazza, it means what it means, isn't it? Like madness.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like crazy shit, the mad thing, whatever. And I was going through changing my name,
Hmm.
and it was like a fresh, brand new word, like, and I think some guys in South created it or something. I don't know the whole background story behind it, but I do know that I knew of it because of a group of people that refer to themselves as MazzaGang,
Okay.
and they're from somewhere in South. But I basically just thought, rah, this is gonna like be the icing on the cake to the branding that I'm kind of trying to make. Like, I feel like I've reached a point now where I'm hard, and I need a name that's got a ring to it.
Yeah.
And this is like it's mad in tune with my culture. Like everybody gets it. You
Yeah.
don't really need to
Wagwan.
say much more than it's a Mazza. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just thought, yeah, it made sense.
Yeah. 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 Can you tell us like more about yourself? Like, where, like, how do you start making beats? Like,
That's a long story. I feel like there's a few people like me. Like I started out rapping. I
hmm
started out rapping when I was in school, in primary school. It was shit stuff. Do you know what I mean? I weren't doing anything great, but um, I wanted to take it serious from a young age. Do you know what I mean? I wanted to be like the people that I looked up to, like all the grime heads and the rappers in America and stuff. And I wanted beats. I had a computer, I had MSN Messenger at the time. I was connecting with producers that I knew about in my country, but I wasn't getting any ratings. I wasn't getting any reception. I was a little kid, innit? Do
yeah.
you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like 7, 8 years old asking for
Wow.
beats. Like, do you know what I mean?
hmm
Who's giving me a beat?
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I got a lot of years, but then I never got any beats.
hmm
So pretty much around the same time, I started looking about how people make beats. And when I got about to the age of like 10, I downloaded on LimeWire, was it?
Langware. Yeah.
Yeah, LimeWire. Took me like 2 months on dial-up connection. Don't know if you know what dial-up connection is.
No, no, I don't know about that
It's
one.
like, do you remember back in the day, yeah, when you connect to the internet and the phone, you had the phone connected to your computer,
hmm
and you used to hear it going. It made bare noise, but that shit was slow.
Okay.
That was like worse than 3G. Do you know
hmm
what I'm saying? So it took like 2 months to download Reason.
Wow.
Yeah, I was using Reason first. I started on Reason 2,
Okay.
and yeah, pretty much from there, like I just kept going, kept going, kept going. I didn't stop. I read a lot of books because I weren't always at my mum's house, so I didn't always have the computer to use. Sometimes I was at my nan's, so I used to go library and get books about the music business, the industry, all the people that I was inspired by. And when I was at my mum's house, I used to watch loads of YouTube videos on music. There weren't many back then,
Yeah, but
but there
then,
was
yeah.
some. Do you know what I mean? So I just picked up what I could, and I used to try and be around as many musicians as I could, and just keep practicing. Like every single day, every minute of the day, I was making beats all throughout my childhood. Like I hardly done any schoolwork. Like
Wow.
my mum used to fall asleep about 10 p.m. and I used to stay up from 10 p.m. until about 5 in the morning and make beats. And then at 5, I'd turn on my PlayStation and I'd play some games. And then I'd go to sleep for like an hour and I'd wake up tired and I'd go school. And I'd pretty much fall asleep in class, like for maybe like my form class and my first lesson. But I feel like it was worth it.
Was he happy, like, for you to, as a younger, like, to start,
None of,
like,
none of my family understood.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I don't think that she was happy that I was doing that. But she was supportive as she could be.
hmm
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't expect people to understand things like this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
when you do something of passion, yeah, like an art, like your family especially come
Our
from a black background.
community,
Yeah, do you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like they don't always understand, but as long as they support,
Yeah.
that's the main thing. And my mum was very supportive. Like, she did try her best to understand, even though she didn't. And she did try her best to support. Like, she'd buy me a computer, or she'd give me money towards my computer. Do you know what I mean? And those kind of things. And she'd take me to my events that I wanted to go to, and she'd let me go to youth center. And do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
she did. Yeah,
there's a
she did
middle
support
ground. Do you know
you.
what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So when you started making music, did you started collaborating with people, or it was just you?
Not for a long time, you know. Like I said, I started when I was 10, and for me, I grew up around a bunch of lads in East London. I used to sit in one of their houses every day, like when I was, let's say I was around like 14, 15. I used to chill in his house every day, and I still weren't there yet. But all of them, they used to do like the gram thing and spit bars and that. So we all used to find beats on YouTube, spray bars, rally together. I used to spit too. And I'd go downstairs after a while, and I'd go on his computer, and I'd just make beats for the rest of the day. And then when I'm done with my beat, I'll play it to all of them. And for a good like 2-3 years, they just laughed at every single beat I'd play. But I'm proper stubborn in it. So it didn't really change anything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I just kept going. I was like, I'm gonna prove it. I wanna make sure all of you respect my thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Every single last one of you is gonna stop laughing. Do you know what I mean? And eventually they stopped laughing. Like eventually they couldn't laugh. They wanted beats.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So when did you realize like, rah, I'm good, like
Long
let
time ago.
me just get out there and show people.
Let me put it to you like this, yeah. I feel like it's more about understanding what you're doing rather than being good. Do you know what I mean? Because you can get good. Do you know what I'm saying? But if you have a real understanding for the craft, yeah, the rest is it comes through practice. Like 10,000 hours, you know, all of that stuff. Like the more you do something, the more everything starts to become natural to you. So more than anything, I just wanted to understand what I was doing. Do you know what I mean? And that's where I think I focused. Yeah. So when it finally fell into place, and I swear to God, it was like the day before, the last beat I made was shit, and then the very next day, it just all happened. And it just all fell into place, and I started really understanding what I was doing. And that was late. Like, I'd already done like 7 years of production.
Wow.
That I wasn't happy with. But when I look back at it and I think about it, everybody else was happy with it. Like, for a while before I was happy. But it's because, like, for instance, I always wanted my kick to knock from early, and I did not know how to do it. And I'd beat myself up about it. I'd quit producing. I'd start producing again. And I'd always get caught up on that, my kick's not knocking. Then I wanted my bass to be fat and loud and present, but well mixed. And I couldn't get it right for a long time, and it was very muddy, and it was just sucking out all the other frequencies in my beats. And one day I got it, and so on and so forth. And it's like, when I finally realised that all of these little things that I challenged myself to get better at, they all just fell into place. I was like, wow, I'm here, innit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm surprised they, like, as a young guy, you was, like, looking into the music industry. Like, how that make you feel? Like, because normally when someone starts making beats, it's just like going just to the process of creating the beat, not to get to know the industry. So how...
Do you know what it is, yeah? I feel like some people just get certain things in it, and I understood from a young age, yeah. Like, I'm a very individual kind of person. Like, I'm not really a follower. I'm really very much myself. Like, I do my own thing. And one thing that my parents credit me for is, when I was a kid, that was how I was. Like, I've never not been like that. I've always been a very, like, on my own path, a leader. I don't follow people. I don't care what you say. I listen to myself. If I don't think something's right, I don't care how authoritative you are, doing my own thing. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to go with my own thoughts. And I feel like that kind of shaped me. So when I got to starting to make music, I like the process of making the music. I also like the story behind a lot of how this stuff has been built, and it ties into my culture and my people, and like what we've done for this thing of music in the whole world. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I really want to be a part of that. So if I do, I've got to learn how to take this thing seriously from now. It's not gonna happen when I'm 25. Do you know what I'm saying? If I start now, by the time I'm 25 or 20 or whatever,
You'll be
I'm
part
gonna
of
be
the
sick.
culture.
Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And I'm gonna have the understanding to be able to navigate through the industry. And in my career, I think it shows, because when I started out and I weren't where I needed to be yet, I was already kind of building a little business acumen for myself and getting people to pay me for beats and gradually working my way up and trying to do my business properly. Do you know what I mean? And approaching people accordingly. Do you know what I mean? So, like, I just feel like if you're passionate enough and you're serious enough about what you're doing, then you would do the research.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
When did you realize, like, I can monetize this, I can make money of it if I'm, like, crafted properly?
Straight away. That was like a no-brainer. Like, they're making money. Look at them. There's money in this. Simple as that. And there's not one way to make money. That's something that I understood from very early.
Did you, when you started producing, was you thinking more about fame or about making money? Like,
of course I was thinking about fame. I'm not going to lie to you like certain people and tell you that I wasn't thinking about fame, but I'm passionate about it as well.
Yeah.
But at the same time as being passionate, I wanted to be famous and I wanted to be a big producer and I wanted to be a big MC when I was younger. I wanted to be, till today, I still think I'm a very, 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 very lyrical person. But my lyrics now, I do more writing for artists and like session writing. When I'm in a session with an artist, I might help them do their verses or like there's a lot of artists that have the sound, but they don't have like, they might not put certain words together the way you can. Do you know what I mean? So that's where I feel like my help is most needed at the moment. Do you know what I mean? But I wanted to be like Nelly when I grew up, and I know that might sound crazy, but that's where I started. Like one of my first CDs I ever bought was Nelly Hot in Here. It was a big song when I was a kid. Do you know what I'm saying? And I saw the whole thing that he was doing. He used to do like, he had a website with games, like for kids. He had short films. He had sick videos that shone light on his culture. He had a little plaster on his face. He had his own swag. Like the whole thing, even the way he rapped and that, I was like, he's different. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Definitely. And I want to be different, and I want to be famous, and I want to do it like that. Like I want to be able to be on my own thing, not sound like everybody else and go clear. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's why I wanted to also be famous because where I'm an individual and where I feel like I got something to show people that's different, I feel like I can only show them that if I'm famous. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. So, how many hours like do you put like into making music?
That's all I do. Like everything that I do is based around music. My entire life is based around music.
So you wake up, you make music.
I wake up, I eat fruits, and then after I do that, I open my laptop, I do my emails. Then after I do my emails, I open up beats, and then after I do that, I have another meal, small meal, and then I go to the studio straight away.
You seem very organized, even with your diet.
I'm kind of organized. Like it still gets a bit sporadic, you know what I'm saying? It's a bit hectic sometimes, but I'm kind of organized. I got a calendar now. I never used to have one. Okay. But I got a calendar now that keeps me kind of in routine. It reminds me about everything that's going on, and I'll always keep up with what's going on as long as I know. Do you know what I mean? So that's the main thing. But yeah, as far as the routine goes, if I'm not in the studio, I'm doing something that pertains to me being back in the industry or back in music or something to do with what's going on around my brand. Do you know what I mean?
So what's your diet like? Because as a producer, being sitting down, you know.
My diet is decent. I do a lot of home cooking. So I cook a lot of my own food. I cook a lot of multicultural meals. I cook African food, Indian food, Thai food, Chinese food, British food, Caribbean food, which is my people's food, obviously. And I just try and just keep it light, not too heavy with the oils, and do you know what I'm saying? Not too much sodium and all those things. And I eat a lot of fruits, and I drink a lot of water. But on the flip side, I drink a lot of alcohol. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think we like, you know.
I drink a lot. Though. Yeah.
You know, when producing, like most of the time it's in the night, you vibing with the artists, with other producers, so, you know, it's always like alcohol or smoking involved.
Yeah. So, yeah. I try to stay away from the takeaways though. That's the thing. Like, I'm a bit of a sucker for Five Guys. Like I like a Five Guys. Pause. I like the burgers, innit? Like I like their burgers particularly. But apart from that, I don't really like takeaway. I don't really like junk food. I don't like fries. I don't like half of that stuff. Do you know what I mean?
All right, so you are one of the, let's say, pioneers, you know, in the drill community.
Yeah, there's a few of us still.
There's a few, yeah, but you are one of them. And how did you start, like, your drill movement? Like, what make you start making drill?
Do you know what? LA Beats was making drill before me. And I just heard what he was doing and caught on. I was like, yep, this is it. This is going that way. I'm jumping on now. Do you know what I'm saying? As soon as I started hearing him doing it, I caught on straight away. I kind of understood what he was doing and I made my own version of what he was doing. And then from there, I really just started approaching loads of different people. And by the way, my mate Flex, shout out to Flex, Leon, that's who showed me about LA Beats in the first place, because I didn't listen to people's music.
Okay.
Like all them years, I didn't listen to no one's nothing. And he said to me one day, you need to hear these beats. And there was only a few of them because he had just started making that kind of sound. But they were just so different and they were just aggressive and they just came with all the character that it need. Like, and I was like, okay, I get it. I'll try. Tried it, made some stuff that he was saying, he said it was hard. So I started putting them out on SoundCloud. I saw the reception building up, so then I stopped. And I made like 100 of them.
Wow.
And then I put one out every day for free.
So you made 100 a day?
No, I made
No, you made 100, sorry,
Mhm.
and you was putting like one for free?
every day, which helped
Every
me to
day.
build a fan base.
Okay.
I just thought about it and I was like, look, everybody likes something for free. Everybody needs beats, no matter if you don't rap on drill or not. You all
Yeah.
need beats. So free beats every day, once a day. You're gonna start to build up an understanding that I'm coming with free beats. Do you know what I'm saying? So you're gonna come here, you're gonna follow me. It's gonna build my brand. People are gonna support my thing. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I have nothing to gain or lose right now. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I weren't making any money yesterday off of this, so it doesn't matter if I don't make any money today, really. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. What was you doing before making drill?
I was doing
What-
crime,
Grime.
grime and crime.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, yeah, I was doing grime, I was doing soulful hip hop, I was doing jazz, I was doing neo soul, I was making experimental music with different time signatures. I was really like, I was trying to learn to be a proper musician. Do you know what I mean? So I've always been, like I said, torn between two sides of a lifestyle. But on the music side, my whole thing was about my childhood and the come up and getting to the point that I'm at now. I didn't care about making one genre of music or being solid at one genre of music. I cared about learning how to be able to make everything. And I challenged myself with things I didn't know how to do. I even, at one point, I joined a band,
Okay.
like a rock band. I played drum kit.
I
Like,
love
I
rock.
played drum kit from school.
Okay.
But I done that so that I could get a feel for more of that side of things as well. Do you know what I mean? Because it all has a part to play.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? I've done live stuff. I've done a live show, like boom bap type beats, like hip hop, with a guy called Suff Daddy in the Ritzy in Brixton one time, and that was like a little headline thing. That was my first ever show as a producer, but it was big because Suff Daddy is big in his country. Do you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And I'm on the same stage as him, and I'm doing a set, you're doing a set, somebody else is doing a set, and we're all big. Do you know what I mean? And that's before the drill stuff kicked off. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, by you playing drums, do you, like when you're making beats, do you play the drums or you just...
Nah, not anymore. Like I still, if there's a drum kit around, I always go and give it a little knockabout and that, but not anymore. It's more the understanding that I have from it though. Like I can definitely say that playing the drums helped me understand a lot about rhythm, timing, movement, and notation.
Okay. What was your first, like, drill record that you felt like it was, like, the most popular?
The first one,
Yeah.
Trapping's Alive,
Okay.
6-7. That was pretty much probably, yeah, that was the first one. That was the first one still, like the first song that came out with vocals and that. I was making loads of beats, but that was the song first that came out and it was like, ah, cool, now people are paying attention.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And that was also their first million views.
Wow.
Mm.
So I heard that you was working like with other producers before. How was that? Because I saw you in an interview in Mixtape Madness,
You're gone.
and you was saying that you was collaborating with Gotti, and I don't know what happened with that record.
Shout out to
Mas No
Gotti,
Hot.
man.
Yeah, of course, I have to go.
Gotti's good people, man.
Yeah, he is.
Go on.
Yeah.
No, I don't
So
finish
no,
the question.
I'm saying, yeah, like what happened with that record, Mas No Hot.
You want to know?
Yeah,
What do you want to know about it?
I want to know what happened, like, cause you were saying that basically.
I just feel like, obviously, the position I was in at the time allowed people to take a certain type of, I wouldn't even say advantage, I'd just say opportunity. People can't do what you don't allow them to do, innit? Do you know what I mean? And I wasn't as wise as I am now. So I'll protect myself differently now, going forward in business. But back then, I'd done a lot of things off love and passion. Do you know what I mean? And not everybody else has that in their heart, innit?
Yeah.
So I nearly got finessed out of my position. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna go too into it because me and Gotti are friends.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm
you
saying?
don't have to.
I've resolved any issues that I had with Gotti, and I would like that to be publicly known. But as far as it goes, everybody took their opportunity at the time, innit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And I seemed like I was gonna be the weakest link, and then the people around me that love and support me helped me to fight it. So it didn't go down how they expected it would go down. And I'm not upset. Do you know what I mean? I learned.
Yeah.
And my career changed from that same situation. So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I think it's, it's important, like, to go through moments like that, because for upcoming producers also, for you to talk about it, is something even for them to know, like,
If you want to know my opinion, and something that I feel like the producers need to hear, sorry to cut you, by the way.
No, don't worry.
But save your money. Do you know what I mean? From a young age, be saving your money if you're making beats, because the minute you get a hit, you're going to need a lawyer. Do you know what I mean? If it's a real hit, you're going to need a lawyer. And if you don't have one, they're going to finesse you.
Yeah.
I promise you. And this whole friendship thing, try and be yourself and be cool and be open and work with people and collaborate. I believe in that. But don't mix the business and the friendship, because that's where things can also go left.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Always remember, like, unless you came in here with your brother and your sister, you're here by yourself. Do you know what I mean? And this friendship thing only goes so far.
Yeah. So what measurements do you take, like, after that? Like,
well, I have my management. I just make them aware of everything that I do now. And on top of that, obviously, if I ever got a situation that needs to be dealt with accordingly, I get my lawyer involved. Do you know what I mean?
that's the
And
best
I've got
way.
a choice of two.
Yeah. So what advice would you give to upcoming producers, like, when collaborating? Because I feel like it's hard, like, to share your melodies or your drums or with other people.
Stop. One thing that I think they need to do is stop just kind of going with the vibes. There's too much vibes going on right now. Like, everybody's just kind of just floating through things, like riding the wave. Do you know what I'm trying to say? They want an opportunity, they feel like they're getting the opportunity, and they allow themselves to be taken advantage of. And I feel like that's an issue. People need to state what the hell they want from the beginning, because once I tell you what I want, you will be wrong if you don't do it. Do you know what I mean? And it will be there for everybody to see that I said to you, I need this for what I'm doing, and this is what I want from you, and I'm willing to do this. Do you know what I'm saying? But a lot of people, they're just like, yo, bro, do you need some melodies? Yeah. What's your email, bro? With no context.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to lie, but if somebody does something dodgy to you because of that, it's kind of also your fault. I'm not saying they're right, but I'm saying it's your fault, because you could have made it very clear what you want. Okay. Do you know what I'm saying? And then it's up to them if they accept or they decline, innit?
Yeah, true. I'm learning, I saw the other day you was at Still Bangle's house with other producers. Like, what were you guys cooking?
Do you know what? We was working on, like, just making some beats for some new stuff that may or may not come out. He's got an album that he's working on, innit? So without going into too much detail, like, we was all just coming together. Like we all know each other, innit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like you said, I'm one of the pioneers. They're also the pioneers.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's been a long time coming. We needed to see each other. Do you know what I mean? So on even just a catch up thing, it was good vibes. But then also, yeah, we did sit down and we made some beats that may or may not go on Bangles' album or my project.
Yeah.
It's that kind of vibe. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that's good, you know.
Organic stuff though, man.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
shout out to Bangles for that, because he's very open and very hospitable, very welcoming. I really I appreciate and respect what he done that day still.
Yeah, I think that's a good, also, it's a good look, like the producer community to be together, you know, for other people to see it and, you know, to get inspired and also get that, you know, brotherhood, no?
Of course. I feel like sometimes when you get a bit too far in your success, yeah, you forget that that's what it's about, the community, do you know what I'm saying? So it's good that people like Bangles can remind us, yo, we was all together at one point, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're all in our own lanes now.
So are you working in any new vibe?
Yeah, I'm working on loads of stuff, you know. That's the maddest thing. Like right now, I'm working on a bunch of Amapiano beats and songs. I really like Amapiano music. I don't know if you know about Amapiano?
No.
South African funky house kind of vibe.
Okay.
You don't
No,
know?
I don't know, but I hear you, innit?
Okay. No, that's surprising. Still, it's the in thing right now, still.
Okay.
But I'm working on a lot of that. I want to, like, before it gets too far on in the UK, I want to be in. Do you know what I mean? So right now I'm just preparing some of those things. I'm getting some sessions in with some singers to wrap up some of the beats that I've made for that. I'm working on a bunch of new drill beats, because I'm going to be having a lot of sessions in drill, as usual. And I'm starting to, I want to branch out of the underground side of things and the urban side of things and do more popular music.
Yeah, I think that's where the money really is, you know.
It's not even about the money for me. It's just that I don't like doing the same thing for too long.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? It's a new experience for me. I haven't done a great deal of popular music.
I saw online that you had like a little clash with Brick the Main.
With who?
Brick the Main.
How are you finding out this information?
Because I had to do my research.
Go on.
So what happened? Because he backed down, like, basically, no?
I don't know. But look, as far as that goes, yeah, look, there's sides to this producer thing. I don't want to get too deep into it, because my character is not the same as it once was.
I'm not trying to put it like in a beef way.
No, I'm not trying to address it in that way.
Also, like, you know, like when the rappers or MCs they doing their battles, that can happen also with producers. So
yeah, and
it doesn't have to be like.
I would have loved to have done that with him, but he just went down a disrespectful road with me.
Okay.
So I just said, shows your character.
Yeah,
innit?
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But like I said, I'd rather not get into it, because I'm on a positive thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I hear you, yeah. So what's next with you? Like, what do you have, like, in the future? Like, what you bring in? What we expect?
I got half a project finished. A lot happened in the past year in my family. I've had a lot of tragedies and unfortunate events happen in my family in the past year. That's given man a lot of stress and anxiety. So I took some time out to really just deal with that. So I didn't get to finish my project when I wanted to. But I'm back working on that now. And now that I've got some new kind of inspiration and influences, like, I feel like I'm going to work on it for a bit longer. So that should be coming out maybe next year. And you're definitely going to start hearing me, like, producing a lot of new songs, because I've been getting in sessions.
Okay.
I've been getting in a lot of sessions recently.
Yeah, so you was like, you trying to, like, put saxophones into drill also?
Oh, yeah, that's done now.
That's
done now. That's done now. And that's going to be a song as well. Like, I'm not going to say who, but I'm going to get somebody on that one still. It's already kind of half set in stone.
Yeah, I think that would be cool, man. And what is your top producers, like, of all time?
Kanye West. Kanye West is probably my favorite musician. Kanye, Zephylis, my friend Teaser, DjDubl, Madlib, Can Kick. Can't forget about. What's the one? Oh, I forgot his name. Worked with Justin Timberlake.
Timbaland.
Timbaland. Timbaland. And who else? Head's blank. Don't worry about it. That's a good list.
Yeah, that's a good list.
That's a good list.
Come on. Yeah. So, when do you think we're gonna be able to hear what's coming next?
Sorry. And all of my friends, anybody that you see me work with, yeah, those are my favorite producers, because I don't work with people that I don't rate. I just need to make that clear. Like, I think that most of my friends that I work with are the hardest, and I'm not just saying it. Like, I really think it. So that needs to be said, I think. But go on.
Are you working with who else?
Yeah, that's my guy, man.
Yeah.
That's my bro, man.
Yeah. So what you guys still like? Are you guys a team or just collaborating sometimes?
Like, we work together sometimes, but we're individuals. Do you know what I mean? But right now, I feel like we're kind of moving in a similar direction with our brands. So it makes sense for us to be working together. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We've got a lot of plans for certain things we're going to do in like the next few months and moving forward.
Yeah. Okay. You are very complete, isn't it?
I don't know.
But that's
I don't
good.
know, man. I feel like there's a lot of madness and chaos at the back of it, but
no, but
I've got a method to my madness.
I feel like
Know
as
what
a
I'm saying?
producer, like, it's not just making beats. You putting hands on instruments. You putting hands on songwriting. So I feel like, yeah, you're doing good.
Yeah, man. I really just I try to live and breathe this thing. Like, I really mean it. Like, I'm not just doing this because it's cool or because I want to make bread. I was doing it before I made bread.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So what artists influence you, like, to make beats?
If I'm being honest, it's probably Dot Rotten, Zeph Ellis. That's probably the truth. Like, at the time, when I was that age where I said I wanted to start making beats, he was a very big MC and he was making his own beats. And his story, like I said, I studied the stories of the people that I was looking up to. His story was, man didn't want to give him beats, so he made his own. And man weren't trying to give me beats.
Yeah.
And I'm looking up to this guy, and this guy is saying, yo. So I was like, let me try that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to be original, innit? Yeah. So are you looking to, like, get into the movie industry, like, maybe to make soundtracks and, yeah?
100%. 100%. When I was younger, I done something for BBC 3. They done a thing called My Murder. It's about the Shine My Niners.
Okay.
Some honey trap thing. Some girl set up this boy, Shaquilas, and he got killed. And that whole BBC 3 well, it's not a documentary, it's like a short film kind of thing. But they used a few of my beats for soundtrack, and they also used one of my beats for the actual clash. Like, there's a scene where there's a clash, and the clash is on my beat.
Where do you think drill is going? Like, you think
I think drill's got another 5, maybe 7 years before it goes anywhere. But I feel like right now it's just getting more and more sophisticated.
Because I feel I'm getting bored of it already. Like, obviously,
do you know what it is though?
There's good songs, but
do you know what it is though? Yeah, we're older than the real group of people that listen to drill.
Oh, true.
Do you know what I'm saying? Drill is for the 15 and up. Do you know what I'm saying? Or maybe even younger, maybe even 13 and up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because like my little nephew listens to drill, and he's not that old. Like, he's like 12, 13.
Yeah.
So do you know what I mean? Like, it's for the kids.
Yeah, definitely.
And until the kids get old, and the sound changes when the new kids come, it's not going nowhere. They're gonna grow with it. It's like Graham. Graham grew with us until we got to a certain age where there's new kids now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right when you said drill is getting a little, like, sophisticated, because I feel like artists doesn't focus no more on, stop, and they just put in the lyric work. You know what I mean? So
there's
there's
some real conceptual tunes now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And then there's also the entertaining side now, like what Tion Wayne's doing.
Yeah.
Like, he's still talking about the same thing, but
Yeah, boys.
he's putting it in a way where you can dance.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm saying? You can enjoy it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It don't sound too serious.
Yeah. Definitely. Okay, so is there anything you wanna tell us, like, of you or anything that you go coming next?
Right now, yeah, one of my main focuses is my management company / team, Monetisation. So
Yeah, talk about a little bit about it.
So those that know what I do and follow what I do would already know that I've got a movement called Monetisation. It's like a talent management company at the core, and then from that stems a group of producers who work together. Like, because that's how I've kind of formatted it. Do you know what I mean? But they're going to be some of the next biggest producers as far as I'm concerned, and I'm guiding them to that place. I'm trying to create opportunities for them, and I'm not focusing as much for myself on things like drill, rap, and all of that. That's why I'm spending more time looking at the popular music and the other side of things. Do you know what I
more
mean?
in a sonic way.
But right now, with the money side of thing, I'm gonna be spending like some of my time in the next few months really focusing on them and focusing on the brand and focusing on exposing that. We got a project that we're working on as well, a vocal project.
Okay.
With some of the artists in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
So that is one to look out for. It's gonna be exciting.
Okay, I can't wait. And one question for the upcoming producers: Would you collaborate with unknown producers or give them the
I
chance?
do collaborate with unknown producers. My thing, I'm one of the most down to earth people you ever meet. Do you know what I mean? I can be ignorant sometimes though. I won't lie, but you know that everybody's human, like I said.
Yeah.
But I'm really one of the most down to earth people you meet. Like, I check all my DMs, I reply to everybody. You know that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And as long as you come normal, like you're not trying to demand something from me or you don't expect me to do something.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of people, and this is something that I'd advise against. Somebody says to you they can't do something and you get upset. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And I don't like those kind of people.
Mm-hmm.
But apart from that, if you're humble, you're calm, you're respectful, you want something from me and I can do it and I've got the time for it, I do it. Do you know what I mean? Especially if you've got talent. Like, all it takes for me is that I vibe to what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, loads of up and coming melody sample makers, they ask me for my email, they send me loops all the time, and every now and again I hear stuff I like and I use it. Do you know what I mean? It just has to be that I just like the thing, and I always make sure if I use something of a producer's or a sample maker or whatever it is, I give credit and I give them a cut of the pie.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's also for them to have their shit set up, like the PRS and so on
that's
and so
important.
forth.
Yeah, that's really important. You wanna share your socials?
Yeah, it's MazzaWagwan for everything. Wagwan is WAGWAN. It's not any other spelling, but it's that one. But yeah, MazzaWagwan for every single social.